In this modern world, 2025, when do you get time to think? We're so busy being entertained with sports and music and sex and fun and all the gimmicks. I am making this video again to inform you, my audience, and please share the video, to go and open up your investment account. Go and open up your crypto account. Because if you don't wake up from your sleep, I assure you, you will be in perpetual poverty. People, let's talk. You can never work your way to riches, and you'll never save your way to riches. There's two guaranteed ways in life you'll get rich. One is having money working for you, which is an investment. And number two, having people work for you, which is a business. In my position, if God has blessed me with certain information, it's only fair for me to share the blessing, because he said, to whom much is given, much is required. And people, if you've been paying close attention, the US dollar has been depreciating. Donald Trump has just signed in his big, beautiful bill into law, which increased the US debt and reduce the strength of the US dollar. And because of that, we see that the same Trump administration is now spearheading crypto and Bitcoin currency. People, the crypto industry is on fire. And I'm saying to working class people, I am saying to black people in particular, cut back on the entertainment, cut back on the wasteful spending, cut back on the music, cut back on the games. Stop shaking your behind and pay attention.
Oh my God.
Because if you don't pay attention, this new economic train is going to leave you. And when it leaves you, you're going to wonder what happened because you were too busy being entertained. Welcome to the fourth industrial revolution, where fiat money, cash money, will be becoming obsolete soon, and the new money will be stablecoins or cryptocurrency or CBDC, central bank digital currency. And if you don't get in the game now before the big fishes get in, I assure you, you will regret it, because the laws are put in place for this new paradigm. So I am making this video to advise you to get off the distraction and the pacification train and pay attention to the new millionaires, billionaires, and trillionaires that will be made. And to be frank, people, you know Jam can. I want to be on that train. In the meantime, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. On the other side, I am not a financial advisor, neither am I an analyst. I am just sharing my ideas, experience, and observation so you can make informed decisions. However, if you want more in-depth information, go and talk to your financial advisor or analyst.
I am seeing a $4 trillion market capitalization for the first time in history. We touch it, we pull back down a little bit, but NVIDIA is very close to it as we stand out. And this despite the world's biggest market cap erosion back in February after the DeepSeek anxiety. They pulled back and they're up 20% so far in 2025.
However, people, around 2019 and 2020, I was in the stock market. I was trading stocks. And people, I was trading. I was not investing. Trading takes time. Trading speculate. Trading does not invest. And people, I made some money and I lost some money. But if I follow the formula of Warren Buffett of doing good research on the company's fundamentals and go long term, I would be a multimillionaire many times over. But however, sometimes you have to lose 10,000 to make 100,000. And sometimes you have to lose 100,000 to make $1 million. Therefore, I am grateful for the experience. However, because it was locked down during the pandemic, I got so depressed, I got lonely. I said, what do I need to do? So the best thing I normally do at the start of every year, I went on a 21 days fasting. And people, before I even got out of the fasting, I got this message from the great T.D. Jakes, The Bumpy Road to Better. And let me summarize. It says, sometimes God wants to bring you to a different dimension. But because you're stubborn and because you don't want to move, because you're comfortable, the Almighty has to pull out the rug from under you. And people, that's what happened to me. I was so depressed. And when I fasted, every message I got, go to Africa, go to Africa, go to Africa. People, I did. And let me say this to you people, it is the greatest move I've ever made. The connections I made in Africa was God connections. And let me say this, people, I felt so much at peace that even after a few days, my wife said, baby, go back to Canada and sell the house because I don't want to come back. But I listened spiritually. I didn't listen with my emotions. So therefore, the connections I made was great. I met a very wise man in Africa, very wise man, who is well off, who invests well. And he said, Rich, I trade stocks. And he said, Rich, I invest in the stock market. And for me, because I got bitten while I was trading, I never really wanted to go back in the stock market. But people, if God allowed me to meet such a wise man, then the information the wise man given me has to be godlike. So I listened spiritually. And people, I started to invest in stocks because one day he called me and he said, Rich, look at Palantir, which I bought Palantir when I was trading. But I never looked at the company's fundamentals. And I started buying Palantir, I started buying Nvidia, started buying nuclear stocks and many other stocks. And people, it has been very beautiful, very, very rewarding. And because it has been so rewarding, I started to share the information with many of my viewers and subscribers. And people, I hope you guys took the information, start to invest in stocks, and basically start to make money. However, I was a big skeptic of crypto. Why? Because I never understood it. And this is what I'm saying to many of you. If you don't understand something, start to research it. Don't reject it. Start researching it. And let me say this to you. If I'd bought Bitcoin when Bitcoin was at $5,000, $2,000, I'd be a multimillionaire many times over. But people, I allowed ignorance and one-sided thinking to miss out on a great opportunity. However, it's never too late for a shower frame. You get it? Yeah. Wait. You guys hit the like button yet? You guys hit the subscribe button yet?
So, but in terms of just understanding how this bill works and what it does, what is it?
It basically establishes a legal and regulatory framework to issue stablecoins here in America. Stablecoin is stable, meaning it's backed by a certain currency. In this case, it's tied to the U.S. dollar, but also it's backed either by cash or by short-term U.S. Treasury securities, so it's entirely safe. Having that type of regulatory framework and disclosure around it so we know exactly what's backing up these digital dollars, if you will, is going to be great.
Because what was happening before was the SEC would issue something that basically just scared people, wouldn't tell them what works. They would go after enforcement actions after things that they didn't like.
Becky.
And that left the entire industry saying, what are we allowed to do? What are we not?
But this is a payment mechanism, and not to be confused with Bitcoin or something that has a speculative component. This puts us into a digital payment framework.
People, the Genius Act is to regulate crypto. And the Clarity Act is to put guidelines in the crypto space. People, many institutions, banks, and big investment companies never wanted to touch crypto under the Joe Biden administration. But Donald Trump says he's going to legalize crypto, and people, it is happening now. President Trump also signed the big, beautiful bill, which increased America's debt and at the same time weakened the American dollar. Therefore, for the rich and powerful to mitigate against the losses and the inflation and the reduction in the power of the dollar, they are starting to and will stampede over to Bitcoin and crypto to mitigate against the losses and make fortunes. In the meantime, the poor man is busy having fun, being entertained, shaking his behind. And like I said before, I can't tell you what to do. But I would encourage you to watch this video here and go and open up your own brokerage account or your investment account. Start buying stocks and go and open up your crypto account. You can use Kraken, you can use Wealthsimple, you can use Newton, and you can use BitBuy. I believe anywhere you are in the world, you can buy crypto. All you have to do is set up your account and connect it to your bank and transfer money back and forth. However, what I am saying now is that the legislations are in place. The stablecoin industry are now being legalized. There are guidelines putting it in place, and you do not want to be the person saying coulda, woulda, and shoulda. You don't need a whole lot of money. Many of them are pennies. Many of them are a few bucks. You can buy fractions. But what I am saying, people, you will never get to riches by doing a 9-to-5 job. And you will never get to riches by saving your money that's losing value. So you must invest your money. In the midst of devastation, there are always opportunities. One man's pain is another man's gain. One man's economic demise is another person's economic gain. When the economy is falling and people are fleeing away from their houses, it's always a wise time to buy. That is why they say, in the midst of economic devastation, cash is always king. Rome was one of the greatest empires in the known world, the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire fell because it couldn't get slaves. It overextended its military. So what Rome did? Rome gave the masses circus and bread. Rome gave the masses entertainment. Rome was shaking their behind while the empire was collapsing.
Oh my God.
In this modern world, 2025, when do you get time to think? We're so busy being entertained with sports and music and sex and fun and all the gimmicks. But when do we get time to think and listen to wise counsel and invest wisely to mitigate against inflation and dollar devaluation? So therefore, I am making this video again to inform you, my audience, and please share the video, to go and open up your investment account. Go and open up your crypto account. Because if you don't wake up from your sleep, I assure you, you will be in perpetual poverty. So once again, welcome to the fourth industrial revolution, where stablecoins, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, CBDC, digital currency will replace fiat money. You have this golden moment in the history of mankind to make your shift before the stampede, because if you don't, you will regret it. And as usual, as the good book says, my people perish because of lack of knowledge. It also says, to whom much is given, much is required. I am not a selfish person. I was a skeptic of cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. Now, I am buying it because the regulations are put in place, and I know that this is the new frontier that will create many millionaires, billionaires, and even trillionaires. On that note, I'm not drinking. Jamcan is out. And it is the fourth industrial revolution on how to get rich. I talking about people. I'll see you in the next video. Yeah.